ran out of budget for this video, Computers are all around us, from laptop computers to smartphones to smartwatches. They're changing the way that we live our lives. But have you ever asked yourself what exactly is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. The computer sees data as ones and zeros, but it knows how to combine them into much more complex things, such as photo, movie, website, game, and much more. Information technology has transformed the world, the way we used to live, and it plays a major role in shaping the future. The computer was not invented in a day or two, but evolved in different times with the contributions of different enthusiasts. This group video project brings you some early inventions and inventors who contributed to shaping up the world we're living today. Johann Gutenberg was a German blacksmith, goldsmith, printer, and publisher who invented the world's first printing press. Gutenberg's printing press revolutionized the creation of books and helped make them affordable, ushering in a new era of affordable books and literature. John Napier was a Scottish mathematician and theological writer who developed the concept of logarithms and the decimal point as a mathematical calculation method. He also had an influence in the world of physics and astronomy. Wilhelm Schickard was a German professor of Hebrew and astronomy who became famous in the second part of the 20th century after Franz Hammer, a biographer along with Max Caspar of Johannes Kepler, claimed that the drawings of a calculating clock, predating the public release of Pascal's calculator by 20 years, had been discovered into unknown letters written by Schickard to Johannes Kepler in 1623 and 1624. Blaise Pascal is a French mathematician, physicist, inventor, writer, and Catholic theologian. In 1642, he made a significant change in history by developing arithmetic machine or Pascaline. It is considered as one of the first mechanical adding machines which perform calculation manually. Handle numbers up to 999,999,999. The stepped reckoner or Leibniz calculator was a mechanical calculator invented by the German mathematician Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz around 1672 and completed in 1694. The name comes from the translation of the German term for its operating mechanism, Staffelwalls, meaning step drum. Charles Babbage is considered as the father of computers because he brought a concept of a programmable computer, laid the framework of the computer we use today. Charles Babbage first designed the difference engine by 1822, an automatic mechanical calculator designed to tabulate polynomial functions. Later, he designed the analytical engine at 1837, which contained an arithmetic logic unit, basic flow control, and integrated memory. This was the first general computer design. Alessandro Volta, 1745 to 1827, invented the first battery. In 1800, he built the voltaic pile and discovered the first practical method of generating electricity. Count Volta also made discoveries in electrostatics, meteorology, and pneumatics. Morse code and telegraph, developed in the 1830s and 1840s by Samuel Morse and other inventors, the telegraph revolutionized long-distance communication. It worked by transmitting electrical signals over a wire laid between stations. In addition to helping invent the telegraph, the Morse code assigned a set of dots and dashes to each letter of the English alphabet and allowed for the simple transmission of complex messages across telegraph lines. In 1844, Morse sent his first telegraph message, from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore, Maryland by 1866, a telegraph line had been laid across the Atlantic Ocean from the United States to Europe. The telegraph had fallen out of widespread use by the 20th century, replaced by the telephone, fax machine, and internet. Alexander Graham Bell, telephone and radio. In 1871, Bell started working on the harmonic telegraph, a device that allowed multiple messages to be transmitted over a wire at the same time. While trying to perfect this technology, which was backed by a group of investors, Bell became preoccupied with finding a way to transmit human voice over wires. By 1875, Bell, with the help of his partner Thomas Watson, had come up with a simple receiver that could turn electricity into sound. On March 7, 1876, Bell was granted his telephone patent. A few days later, he made the first ever telephone call to Watson, allegedly uttering the now famous phrase, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want you." Guglielmo Marconi, Italian inventor and electrical engineer known as the father of radio technology and the grandfather of the mobile phone. Radio waves are one type of electromagnetic wave that can transmit sound wirelessly. His experiments were fundamental in developing radio transmission over a long distance. Hermann Hollerith was a German-American statistician, inventor, and businessman who developed an electromechanical tabulating machine for punched cards to assist in summarizing information and, later, in accounting. Punch cards, also known as Hollerith cards or IBM cards, are paper cards where holes may be punched by hand or machine to represent computer data and instructions. They were a widely used means of inputting data into early computers. The cards were fed into a card reader connected to a computer, which converted the sequence of holes to digital information. John William Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert are the scientists credited with the invention of the electronic numerical integrator in computer ENIAC, the first general-purpose electronic digital computer completed in 1946. Eckert and Mauchly were recognized with numerous honors and awards for their work, having both received the U.S. National Medal of Science in 1969 and the IEEE Computer Society Pioneer Award in 1980. Mauchly died in 1980. Eckert died in 1995. Mathematician who invented the Harvard Mark I, forerunner of the modern electronic digital computer. The Harvard Mark I, or IBM Automatic Sequence-Controlled Calculator, was a general-purpose electromechanical computer used in the war effort during the last part of World War II. Steve Wozniak is an American computer scientist, inventor, and programmer. In partnership with his friend Steve Jobs, Wozniak invented the Apple I computer. The pair founded Apple Computers in 1976 with Ronald Wayne, releasing some of the first personal computers on the market. Wozniak also personally developed the next model, Apple II, which established Apple as a major player in microcomputing. Stephen Paul Jobs was an American inventor, designer, and entrepreneur who was the co-founder, chief executive, and chairman of Apple Computer. Apple's revolutionary products, which include the iPod, iPhone, and iPad, are now seen as dictating the evolution of modern technology. Computer is one of the greatest inventions of man. The present-age students, under any circumstances, would never imagine, even in their dreams, that there were a time when there were no computers. So much we have propelled that now every data is only a click away and in your grasp, day in and day out. This headway was conceivable just with the presentation of a little gadget called the computer. And that's all, thank you.